Just a man on a mission, ambition to never fail. Personality electric, he is animated male. Intelligent and wise, calm and often cool. Chris James giving opinions while also speaking the truth. Empathy and compassion. Stephen Michael is here, helping you through your traumas, helping you with your fears. These three forces combine and keep it honest. Turn up the volume, cause this is the application of knowledge.
Okay, welcome to the Application Knowledge Podcast.
Wow.
This is episode number 34 of A-OK. We got Chris James in the building. We got Stephen Michael in the building.
If you didn't know from the last 20 minutes of
And I am Animated Mel, and we're about to talk about Andrew Tate. Hold on, what's is there something new about Andrew Tate that happened?
Something new? No, we haven't talked about it though.
Oh, I thought we spoke about it briefly last week about him getting
I
banned.
think we touched on it.
We touched on it. But
Okay. So yeah, what do you want to talk about as far as Andrew Tate goes?
Top G.
Top G, that's his name.
That's how, I don't know, that's like the title. You don't see
his title.
You don't see the on YouTube, they be putting the little tag, Top G.
Nah.
Andrew Tate.
Top G.
Why is Andrew Tate in the media, Chris?
Why is Andrew Tate in the media? Why is he so polarizing? And why is he a topic of discussion?
Well, according to him, it's because he represents modern masculinity, and the powers that be don't want his narrative being shared to the young men, because then it would make it would breed a society of young men who are capable and were able to make their own decisions and keep their families protected and things of that nature. But I didn't realize that Andrew was banned off of everything.
Yes.
No. Because when we talked about it,
Oh, there was no YouTube.
he was still on YouTube. Number one.
Yeah.
Number two, it's not just Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. It's also PayPal.
What?
Yeah, that froze his assets. I
Oh
just
yeah,
read that.
they shut his university down.
Like they
said he was scamming people.
They basically deplatformed him off the internet, not just the social media sites.
They closed his PayPal.
Yeah, but this has happened though. When the Dirty Dozen got deplatformed, there's Alex Jones, I think, Dr. Batar, and a few other people. They also froze their assets or froze their PayPal accounts. So now my thing is, what are we really doing here? Like, because this is different from, okay, you said some stuff, you hurt some people's feelings. Now you're removing people's ability to eat. And if I feel like that's taking things to a whole nother level, because maybe he has enough resources to float his lifestyle or whatever without making the money that he was making from that business. But how are you going to just steal someone's multi-million-dollar business? Because that's what they did. If we all know that PayPal and Stripe are the two most common payment processors, there's other out there, but if those two people, if they ban you, it's going to make a lot of trouble for you.
Yeah, the only other person that may pick up is Square.
Well, there's Square and then there's others, but that's not the point.
Right.
Because what does it take to get on their platform? What are the hoops you have to jump through? Like, what are the restrictions? It's a whole new business model to understand. And I just think that everybody, people who are probably for this, they think it's cool. Oh, he got deplatformed. He was misogynistic. He was this, that, whatever. All the stuff people just say without actually knowing anything.
Just use words just because they sound good.
It's like you're okay with that happening to him, but then if it happened to your uncle or your dad or your mom or your sister,
Or
then it would be a
anyone
problem.
who's trying to make a living or making a living.
Yeah, now it'd be a problem. But you was okay with it happening to him.
Yeah, I don't think that's. I didn't know it was that deep. I did just recently, because it was just a clip that came up on Joe Rogan's website where they were talking about him, and I just heard them say that they deplatformed him and mentioning the money part. I'm just like, that's much deeper than I thought it was. It's just like, what rhetoric is he spewing or speaking that is that intense for someone's well-being to be nullified and just completely voided? To me, that's definitely a form of control. Because how do you come back from that?
Is he a U.S. citizen?
Yes, he's black.
Does he have dual citizenship?
I know he's
Probably.
I don't know,
because he's from Romania.
No, he's from here. He's in America.
Okay, well
but
he lives
he's
in Romania.
Islamic, right? I think he's like very religious in a sense.
He is very religious.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right. So if he's a U.S. citizen, so what I saw the other day that what two guys were talking, and one guy made a good point. He was just like, we've heard people talk like him, and even Kevin has torn into some women, right? And the guys were like, you know what? I don't think this is about the women. I don't think this is about how he talks about them or anything like that, because he does talk well about them also. He said, I think that it is when he's talking about the system, and he's talking about
Matrix.
Right, getting out of the matrix, not allowing people to control your income. Like, he's always said, if something happens to me, I'm still set. My money is not it's not involved in the internet. Like, he was making money there, but he was very proud of him being able to make money without anyone having any say in it. Now, I don't know how that is. He owns casinos and stuff in Romania, so I think he's okay.
No, he is okay.
But regardless, just because he has that, I don't see how. I guess PayPal and they could technically not do business with whoever they want. That's right. But why is this agenda? Why are they so powerful to be able to cancel him like that on everything? Because he just hurt a few people's feelings.
And that's the thing. It's across every single platform. What affiliation do these platforms have behind the scenes to where they can coordinate an attack like that?
Right. Everybody. Just boom, 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 boom.
All within a week of each other.
They took his YouTube down, but then all the clips. There's a lot of clips out there.
You can't get rid of the clips.
From apparently YouTube is removing clips.
You can't get rid of the clips.
Obviously they're going to keep coming back up, but I'm just saying, like, that's what I heard, that they are at least going through different channels and removing clips.
That's insane.
So what do y'all think it is? Like, aside from the do y'all think it's primarily the Matrix talk?
Yeah.
Of like being financially free and not depending on these entities?
Yeah, because it's not just if you have one person who's just talking about it and he's a kook, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Russell Brand, he talks all,
Russell Brand's that guy.
You
called him a kook.
No, the air quotes, a kook. Okay. I'm saying that, you have those people that are like, oh, he's just crazy. He just, like if you don't understand, you're going to listen to him and be like, this guy, he always is whatever. Right. But Andrew Tate, you have a young community who identify with him, young men who are just like, yeah, like he talks about women. People are like, okay, I get behind him. They're like, I trust him. He's not a kook. You know what I mean? So then he's talking about these things and they're listening. And I believe that is part of the reason, because other people talk about the women thing and, being red pilled and they're not deplatformed like that.
But why is it that people who are polarizing in that sense, like a Kevin Samuels or, obviously Andrew Tate as of recent, like, why are these people looked at in this negative light when the people who are getting empowerment from it, they receive it and then they move accordingly, versus the people who don't like what he say and they go out to, try to get him banned or they flag his profile or something like that? Like, what is the point of, like, if you're not interested in something, why are you entertaining it? If you don't like it, why are you paying it attention? And just because you don't agree with what someone is saying, what right does it give you to have this person deplatform and take food away from this person? Because there's plenty of things that I don't like and I don't give attention to, but I don't go out there trying to deplatform people. Like, there's a message that's constantly being spread throughout social media and throughout the news. Like, you'll see drag queens around little kids and all this stuff is promoted. but they never try to deplatform or try to remove that content from the internet. But when it comes to uplifting and telling people to live a better life and to, strive for your goals and think outside of the box, those things are frowned upon. So I personally can't come up with a conclusion aside from, hey, there's someone at work, there's something happening here, but does that make you move differently? Does that make you be cautious of the content that you put out there? I mean, there's a lot of things to question, but I personally just don't understand why, like, polarizing figures like that are being targeted, and the ones that are against that, those voices are being uplifted. That part I don't understand.
I personally think, and just from what I see, and my belief is, I hate to say this, but it's usually, right now it's women that have the biggest voice. They have the largest voice, and if there's something that in general they don't like, and they will come out in droves against it. And social media is all they're fluid. So if you just have, so like, for example, when was the last time you reported an account or you reported a YouTube channel? Or
Never.
Reported, not interested, not thumbs down, like reported.
Well, okay, maybe a week ago I reported the channel. This is because pornography showed up on my timeline.
On
Facebook, and I'm just like, and it was because I guess someone was spamming The Rock, and like I follow The Rock on Facebook, and there was a whole bunch of porn being sent his way. That's the only time I ever.
Okay, that's different. I can see that. Anything other than that?
Nah.
I'm talking about something that you just don't like. You don't like what they're saying.
Nah, if I don't like it, I just not interested, or I'll just block it from my like viewing.
Okay, so me, never. I've never reported, someone's page, right? But I know women who that's what they do. They report pages. Like, I mean, if you see something that you don't like, then like that's what they do. It's not like, well, I'm just not gonna follow that, or I'm not gonna just, I don't like them. They report the page, right? So you get enough of those, then the powers that be are going to pay attention to it.
Yeah.
Right. So this is men don't do that. They don't just, well, I'm sure if you hurt someone's feelings enough, but just in general, it's a female thing. And if you get enough people saying, hey, we don't like this, he's misogynistic, he he's evil. I was seeing stuff like people on my Instagram were someone made this reel of clips of him, and I'm just like, this isn't a good representation of who he is. Like, you're taking bits, and you know how you take a clip and you cut it up and make it whatever you want, and they're just like, this person needs to be off the internet. This is probably like 2 months ago, before he got banned, and I'm just like, this isn't true. And they were just like, he's just terrible for men, and he's gonna make men try to walk all over women, this and that. And they just had this. I just watched this thing where they took some of his quotes, things that he said about women, right? Like, women should be protected. He was talking about a woman who makes one of his girls, and he was like, every morning I have my girl make me 2 cups of coffee, and I only drink one of them, right? and he, you know how he talks. I may have to make 2 cups of coffee, and I only drink one. And then, she comes to me, and just one day she's like, babe, why do you always make me make 2 cups of coffee? You only drink one. Like, I just don't understand. And he was just like, every day we go out, we walk the streets. I need to protect you. If someone comes in this house, then I'm going to put my life on the line. I'm going to protect you. If we're in the street and someone says something, someone grabs your butt, I'm going to have to fight them. Whether it's Mike Tyson or whether it's Joe Hobo, I'm going to have to protect you. That's my job. I'm a man, right? And as my woman, you have a job. And your job for me every morning is I need you to make me 2 cups of coffee. Doesn't matter if I drink them both or not. I want them made. And I need to ensure that you're going to do your job because I know I'm going to do mine. And I'm just like, now
clearly he likes to play games.
That's a little extreme.
Of course, right? But that's Andrew Tate.
But that's the thing.
But what's the message though?
The message is he's gonna do his job. You do your job.
Do your
job. I do my job.
Whatever that means, right? For their relationship, that means that he wants his coffee, right? It's okay. But she's also living a good life. Like, you know, if you're living with Andrew Tate, who's millionaire, I don't think he's a billionaire, millionaire, right? And she has access to his resources. She, you know, he's always said women will pay for anything, that I give them whatever they want, yada, yada, yada. He takes care of them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, is it that hard for you to then make him 2 cups of coffee?
No, and you know, it's the whole thing is it's a mind game,
Right?
And who knows if he actually
enslaving women?
He probably doesn't even actually do this.
He probably doesn't.
You know what I'm saying? People don't know the difference between Andrew Tate and the character.
The character
that he portrays sometimes. But I think that, you know, he wants to be He-Man.
It's top G, man.
He wants to be He-Man.
What is top G?
I don't know, man.
It's
well,
the
top gangster.
It's
top
G.
G.
Yeah, it's primary G. What you talking
What
about?
you mean?
Optimus G.
I don't know what any of that means.
What, OG?
Do you know what a G is?
You know what I mean? You're looking at a real one.
Okay,
okay.
well he's
Well,
top.
he's
G.
top G.
He's on top of all of the G's.
You know what I'm saying? Clearly, you're not
I
a
thought
top.
it was something different.
That was like Top Gun.
I don't even think he gave himself that nickname. I think
He calls himself that.
Does he?
Yeah. So anyway, I think that the reason why they're eliminating him is because of the impact, the immense impact he's having on young men. Because you got to think, all of the issues that we have with our country could be solved by young men really having clear laser focus on how they need to move in the next 10 to 20 years. Like if young men understood to stop, you know, let's just say, stop spending all this time and energy chasing girls.
God.
Start focusing on your purpose or building yourself so that you could be prepared to engage in your purpose. Then understanding that you need to build a certain amount of wealth before you start a family, which means now when men start families, they'll have the money to take care of them, which means that the stress that comes along with struggling and not having the resources to take care of children and things like that are all going to be eliminated. Men are going to start marrying women, and they're also going to go back to the old ways where it's like, look, you know, I provide, I do my job, I might need a little extra. Might need a little something extra, right? Because right now what's being taught to men is that they have to be monogamous, and that's not norm. That's not anything that we've ever seen in history. It's only recently and only here, it seems like in the West, that men are being taught that. So all of these things really go speak to destroy the structure that's been put in place, because the reality is, because I know I hear if women do this, men will follow. But the reality is, if men do XYZ, women will follow. Like,
Right.
women will get in line if men are doing what they're supposed to be doing. The catch-22 is that you've got a lot of men coming from single mother households where they're being raised by women, so they don't have the ability to lead and do what they're supposed to do, because they don't know what a man is. They've never seen a man. So I think that he can be extremely disruptive. You also got to consider, it's not even just his message. It's the combination of his message plus how big he is, plus the way he got big.
Yeah.
It's his fan base. His fan base is a base of people that have been neglected for decades, right? Because ever since the 60s or something, everything's been pushed to women heavily because they're the number one consumer.
Right.
So there is nothing out here for men, young men especially. Unless you've established yourself in some capacity, you really don't. You really, as people know, young men nowadays are invisible, especially on social media.
Yeah, bro, crazy, because women don't even realize it.
Women don't realize it. Reggie didn't realize it. But like, women don't understand. They think, oh, you're a good-looking dude. You get messages. No, he doesn't.
No.
No, he doesn't. No good-looking dude just gets messages.
Right.
Because he's a good-looking dude.
Unless he's a celebrity.
Right, but that's not just a good-looking dude. And
Right.
you don't have to be good-looking for that. You could be Future. Or you could be Fetty Wap.
Oh, God.
I mean, some women think they're
No, they're not attractive. That's the thing. They're not.
I mean, he was
No,
talking
so
about.
I'm trying, you know.
We're talking about dudes, so I'm not gonna say like.
Oh,
damn.
you don't know if a dude
Oh,
is
I know if a dude is
Okay.
attractive. But,
Okay.
I mean,
Do you think Fetty Wap looks
Well, first off,
Pause.
Fetty Wap is facing 5 years in jail right now.
What this got? That don't got nothing to do with
But-
it.
Hey, that makes him more attractive.
That's something.
So the point is not attractiveness. It's you know, visibility. It's like, oh, I'm a rapper.
Right.
I'm a football player.
It's the allure of having.
Tupac talked about it.
Great example. I was talking to somebody yesterday, and it was a girl, and I was like, you know what? I think I may take myself out because y'all know I ain't done. I've been in the house.
Oh, you said you're gonna take yourself out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Take yourself out the game.
Take
us out.
Take myself out to do something.
He's gonna take himself out on a date.
Yeah. And I was like, maybe I'll go to the arcade and I'll dress up. You know what I mean? Do something.
Dress?
You know.
Oh, dress up. Okay. When
Yeah.
you say you can go to the arcade and dress up, I imagine you dressing up as like
as a character.
Yeah. I'm gonna go to the arcade. I'm gonna dress up. I'm gonna say,
No, man.
Like, I'd be down for that.
instead of just wearing like shorts and a t-shirt, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm actually going to like.
That's John wear.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, man,
Formal John wear.
Yeah, formal John. You know what I mean? He's back on Instagram.
He back on IG. Mm-hmm. I never.
Yeah,
I mean, he got back on a while ago.
No. Apparently he's coming back.
He about to come back with a blast.
Yesterday he made a post and he was like, if you don't like what I post, delete me.
I'll respect it.
And then he said, and then the caption said, it's time.
Yeah.
So
you better start posting news or something.
I don't know,
but it sounds like he better start posting raw. Like he doesn't care. His
spirituality, stuff like that.
And I love that.
I do too. I said, go. I'm ready, man. Anyway, so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna dress up. I'm gonna go out, take myself on a date. And I was like, maybe some girl will say something to me, And obviously, I'm just joking. And then she responds, and then she was, and I was like, I said it'd be like, no. She was like, what are you gonna say? Like, well, I'm just working on myself right now. I can't talk to a girl. Like, if a girl says something to me, because that's what I'm saying. I'm not dating anything right now. And I'm like, nah. I said, well, I mean, if a girl really came up to me, which is like a 1 in 1,000 chance, then I was like, I mean, I would entertain her. Like, if someone took the time out of their day to come up to me, like, hey, I'm interested. You're cute. You want to play games? I said, I'd entertain her. And then she was just like, oh, well, the only reason nobody comes up to you is because we're getting old. And I'm just like, well. What? And I was like, no. I said, well, I'm a man, and women don't approach men that way. Like, it's literally like 1 in 1,000 where it really happens. Mel, I know you live in a different world.
I was about to say, much less than that.
I know, Mel.
I'm like, man. But we had this conversation.
Yeah, you live in a different world. But she was just like, well, I mean, I understand because men only saying things to me about my butt. And I'm just like, that's the only attention I get, right? Every time I leave the house, they got to say something. And I'm just like, so you don't get it. I said that it's 1 in 1,000 that I'll get any attention. Like just a woman look at me, like just let alone say something, right? Like you're saying that you maybe don't like the attention, or the only attention that you get is on your butt every time you go out of the house. Like women don't understand. There is a very clear difference between the attention that men gain or get when they walk out of the house and women. A woman can walk out of her house and be horny, have no dudes lined up, nothing, and she will be able to find somebody. Someone will say something to her. They'll look at her. She can dress a certain way. Like, you can put yourself out there, and then you will get male attention. It doesn't matter what you look like.
A woman could wake up one day and decide that she wants to go on a trip, and by the end of the day, either already be on the way wherever she wanted to go, or have plans to be on the way.
And ain't got to pay for nothing.
And it definitely ain't paying.
Seriously. Now, the granted is, now, of course, you got to, depends on, maybe what you're willing to do or whatever, but, I mean.
So do you think.
The way these girls are nowadays, they like, you going to take me, you going to do XYZ, fly me out, and I ain't giving you nothing.
So you think the power of vagina is stronger than the power of penis?
Yes. Yeah, you'd even have to give me the other option. Yes, it is that powerful.
I don't know.
Listen, the point.
I don't think it's that cut and dry.
The point is that there is no man. I'm talking about regular men. I'm not talking about millionaires. I'm not talking about athletes. I'm not talking about stars.
Talking about just hundredaires.
Just regular, even thousandaires, right? 10,000aires, right? I'm talking about just regular people, just regular women, regular men, right? The majority,
ordinary people.
Like if you the attention that men get compared to women is immeasurable. We're
Yes,
not even on
attention.
different. We're not even on the same planet.
What if you were catcalled by women?
Like
what if the roles were
hey,
changed?
Hey, gray shorts.
Hey, you gray shorts.
Hey, white shirt. White shirt.
Up, you there?
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I think that first of all, you get used to it.
Yeah.
Right. And then after you get used to it, it can become an annoyance. Right. But the thing is that women say it's annoying, but they put themselves out there for attention.
And if they don't get that attention, they'll think that something's wrong.
Correct.
You know?
Right. And then when you ask them about it, the answer is always, well, we don't do this for attention. We don't do this for men. We don't wear makeup for men. We don't wear skimpy clothes for men. We don't wear heels for men. We do this for us. We do this for women.
So when they get attention, they get upset, and when they don't get attention, they get upset
because they're not being honest, right? Like if you're not being honest, like we know women love attention. As Chris said earlier, women are consumers. Everything is marketed towards women. Everything, our TV, our the fitness industry,
Houses.
mostly. I mean, food. Everything is marketed towards women.
and men make them all.
Well, because men know the consumers, right? I mean, like I think I sent Chris. Mel, I think I sent to you too. There was a product. This girl sent me a reel, and it was BBL gummies.
I don't think I've seen that.
You didn't see that? Mm-mm. You remember that, Chris? And they were literally gummies that are supposed to make you gain weight. But on their website, it says you will only gain weight in your hips, your thighs, and your butt. No other unwanted areas. And they're gummies. What do you think about that?
That just sounds like a good marketing scheme.
Do you think in practice that would actually work?
I don't think that there is. I don't think there's a particular candy that's going to target just whatever this is.
They're BBL gummies. They're instead of getting a BBL, just eat the gummies.
Nah,
And it'll give you a BBL.
I'm not sold. I need to read the ingredients. I need.
No, you can't. There's no ingredients on the website.
Nah,
There's none on their bottles either.
Nah, I don't know. I think it's misleading, but I don't think it's.
I think that was a very nice way of saying that.
I just don't think it's. I don't know. What are your thoughts on it?
No, I agree with you. I mean, it's a lie.
Yeah, it's clearly a lie.
It's the same way Chris said it best. The same way you can't target fat. You can't say, well, I just want to lose fat in my stomach. And nowhere else, it's not possible.
Yeah.
Like, people be like, oh, we wear a waist trainer. No. That's not that. No. If waist trainers worked, then we'd have all these women walking around here with zero stomach, right? And
How long have they had waist trainers out? It's been years, like decades.
Yeah.
Because I remember growing up, and my mother, she used to exercise. She would have this. I never knew what it was. Yeah. But I guess growing up now,
I don't know if they were waist trainers or if they were girdle belts.
Girdles. They've always had some form of waist training.
Yeah, even back in the you watch old shows in the 1700s. They had they would cinch you, and it would push your boobs up, right, and then it would make your waist smaller. It's always been a thing.
But that's not anything that's has it like actually worked. Like,
you mean in actual practice?
Like, yeah, has it worked? Because I still see people talking about, hey, I'm going to wear a waist trainer. And my mind immediately goes to, you don't need that. Like, what is this magical item that's going to shape your body? Like, it'll probably temporarily do it, because I know in like different cultures, like in India, if you wear like these beads on your neck, it'll stretch your neck up a little bit. But I'm not sure if that's how the waist trainers particularly work.
I will say this: if they in practice, if they do work, because I haven't done a bunch of research on it, then it would be like that. It would actually be in the sense of molding or causing your body to stretch. So maybe push your ribs in. I do know that they are unhealthy for you. Because they do force your ribs and everything to close in, which forces your organs.
Digestive problems, I'm sure.
Right.
That sounds uncomfortable.
I'm
thinking
they're very uncomfortable.
You're very uncomfortable. You look at them walking around like they don't look comfortable
at all.
But why do they do it?
For themselves.
Right. Well, it's not true.
I love myself.
And
because
they love
there's
other women.
Get it, girl.
These beauty standards, and the thing is that like a lot of times you hear women say, "Oh, we do this we don't do it for men," but it's just like men aren't telling women to do this stuff. Like now me personally, I have my group of friends. I have talked to my friends about BBLs, and I do not have one friend that said I want my girl to get a BBL. I've actually had friends that have messed with girls with BBLs, and every single one of them says I don't like it. The booty don't feel the same. It's firm. It's not. It's hard. It's not. It ain't the same, and they don't like them. So
I don't think I could be with a girl who had a BBL. Like, I don't know, but maybe prior, like if I've known her and I got introduced to her and she maybe had it, and I got to know her, she was cool, maybe. But if I was with someone and then they wanted to get like any kind of surgery that's just I want to get bigger breast or a butt implant or something like that to me that's remotely unattractive. Like I would primarily prefer someone who has a flat chest and flat booty. I mean, not flat butt because I wouldn't even look at that, but just like
what you mean you don't look at it? What you mean?
Because I prefer a little cushion. You know what I mean?
What you mean you don't look at them now? So you're saying, oh, they don't hit your radar?
Well, I'm an ass guy.
Oh, okay. All right. So it's a prerequisite.
You gotta have a little something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you ain't gotta be like.
You ain't gotta have no
perfect.
dumper.
You just gotta have a little something for me to grab. You can't have no back butt. I mean, no back butt. That's it. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
I mean, you can have a little something, or if you do have a back butt, we gotta hit the gym.
What? No, that's unacceptable.
I mean, but because if she had a back butt and she had a pretty face,
You can build it.
great personality.
I don't think y'all know what a back butt is.
Okay. No. Okay.
I think I need to explain
ahead.
what a back butt is.
What's the back butt, mate?
A back butt is
I don't know if you can build a back butt.
you see this iPhone?
It just your back and it all just
it's just one.
straight down.
It's your back. Here's your hips. It's all.
It's all-
It's all one.
Okay. Nothing can be done with that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying I'm not saying that somebody can't build that up. All I'm saying is I'm not going to spend enough time.
Chris said, I don't have the patience.
But the thing is, like, I'm a little bit more patient when it comes to.
I don't.
You
believe
gotta
you.
listen.
I don't believe you.
Here's the thing. If
Yeah,
you
gotta
are
have a
if
back
you
butt.
are an ass guy and she has no butt at all,
It'll happen.
then you would be very hard pressed to. It's almost like that's not worth it.
It's not worth it. Like, go find a girl that has something back there who's just as pretty. She's not the most beautiful woman in the world.
True that.
Like, what makes her so special that you got to sit there and wait for her to build that back butt?
Like,
The
look,
level
we
of
can-
consistency to
Like, we
build
can
them
work
glutes.
out. We can make this happen, girl. But hey, just hit the gym. Let's do a couple squats.
You should get the BBL gummy. She'd be all right.
You get to be. Hey yo, I got this product. I go to the website. And,
got this product.
It's not a secure website. But
my
still bought the
God,
I still bought
man.
it.
They're showing pictures where she's got 50 bottles laid out and they got all the labels getting printed. You know how they're, I got all these orders. And I'm just like, I sent this to multiple girls and I said, what do you think about this? And every single one of them said, nah, this can't do
Right,
this.
but there's a large amount of women who are desperate, who are young, who are ignorant, and they're being targeted to those people.
Right.
There's no one with the ability that we would consider critical thinking skills, is probably going to get caught up. But also, you think that, but then you have all these people buying pink sauce from some girl off of Instagram or TikTok. So
Pink sauce.
yeah.
Here's the thing. The girl that sent me this she's slim. And, when I said something, when I was like, of course, I just was like, this is bullshit. And she just was like, well, what do you mean? Like, what, girls can't gain weight? Like, what? Then I'm like, no, you don't understand. Like, you can't target weight gain in the body. And then she was like, well, I see products for people all the time for weight loss and lose weight in your stomach and your chest and your back. Like, I see this stuff all the time. Why can't they have it for women that want to gain weight in certain areas? And like, I had to explain to her, like, well, none of those things work. They're products, but they don't actually work. Like, you can't take a pill and say, well, I'm going to lose just fat in my stomach. They don't actually work in practice. Like, and she just was like, okay, I don't think that I understand. But she's never had to lose weight. She's very slim, right? So if you don't know, you don't know. Like,
Which is why I said ignorant.
yeah, if you're not in that world, you just don't know, and it makes it look like, well, yeah, we can lose weight in any way you want. So conversely, it's like, well, you can gain weight any way you want.
That is a really, really good way of manipulating people.
Just like that slim quick
Slim Fast?
protein. No.
Slim.
Oh, you didn't.
Slim Quick protein?
Slim thick.
Oh, I don't know nothing about Slim Thick.
Thick quick.
I never heard of that.
It's a protein shake that this company created for women that makes you gain weight in your hips, thighs, and butt as well. Only.
Not only, but
No. That's how they market it.
that's a good marketing.
And it's a protein shake.
Because if I was someone like, man, if I'm looking for a particular thing, like, man, I really want to get this, and I see a product that said, get this, exactly what you just said.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I'm going to get with that because that's what I want.
Yeah.
And I don't know any better.
I mean, you try it because you just,
Especially if I believed that their product is going to work as intended.
Yeah.
But nah, man.
Yeah, it's very easy to, there's a certain people, like when you look at like Black Friday deals and things like that, people create companies just for Black Friday. Mm-hmm. You create a product, you market it, it's right before Christmas, whatever. Maybe it's lose weight, maybe it's a trinket, maybe it's before Valentine's Day and it's a heart. And you make 100,000 of them, and you figure if I spend X amount of money on marketing, we'll sell this many and we'll get this much, and then the company goes bankrupt and no one ever hears from them again.
Which is smart for them because they're taking advantage of the society and their beliefs that these companies are doing things that's going to be in the benefit of me. When actuality, I'm going to be taking these products and it's going to be harming my body, but I'm still going to gain this weight and I'm going to be fine. It's just a twisted way of manipulating people and taking control.
So since we are on the topic of people and
Do we have
yeah, man.
Snap! All right, we got Stephen Michael once again.
Hey, set it up right, man.
I'm about to set you up.
Set me up,
I'm
man.
about to set you up like I'm bringing furniture in your crib. You know what I mean?
I appreciate that.
You know what I mean?
That's you saying whispering sweet nothings into a
got
man's
you,
ear.
right?
You gonna
Set
bring
me up,
furniture into the crib?
We got Stephen Michael working the polls.
Hey, man. I appreciate it, man.
Hey,
thank you.
no
for
problem.
the So this is a segment where I go through a poll or two of people that I polled on my Instagram. Usually I take something that we have talked about in the past, maybe a topic of the podcast from the week prior, and I just ask my Instagram some questions.
All right, I'm curious where we gonna go.
So last week we were talking to Reggie, which I once again appreciate her coming on, and we were talking about relationships and dating.
Shout out Canada.
And Vegas, you're a troll. So one of the things that she one of the gems that she dropped for, I think, for just people in general is, one of the things that helped her in the dating market was dating with intention and having a clear-cut idea of what it is that you're looking for. And that would dramatically increase results for whatever it is you're looking for. Doesn't matter what it is you're looking for, as long as you know what it is, then it would dramatically help, right? So I asked my Instagram, right? We're talking about intentional dating. And I said, do you have written down what you want in a partner? Right? Do you have it? Did you write it in a journal? Have you ever taken the time to actually sit and say, this is what I want? And I think that we talked about it last week, but let me get your answers again. Mel, do you have written down what you want in a partner?
Do I have written down?
Have it or had it?
I think I did.
Ooh, that's not a clear-cut answer.
Well, because I have so many damn notebooks.
Okay.
And I also, nightly, I will put out my intentions of things that I want to happen or occur. So I can't remember if I wrote it down somewhere or if I put that intention out there.
Do you want to hear the options I gave them? Maybe this would make it easier for you to answer.
No, I mean, it won't change my answer because that's a true answer.
Okay.
But
So is it yes or no? Did you write it? Do you?
I have.
Are you sure?
I have. I've written down things that I want to happen.
Okay. That's all. I'm not saying you have to know where it is and you know what I'm saying.
I mean,
you,
yeah,
you have put it. You put pen to paper
or thumb to phone.
No. Okay. I'll accept that.
Yeah.
You put it in a hard space somewhere.
It is in a medium.
Okay. Acceptable. Chris?
No.
Okay. Anything else to add to that? Or
I don't. I'm very different from a lot of people, man.
are you?
I don't need it. I'm good.
Okay. Well, let's check in with the polls. So I gave them 3 options, right? Once again, just to remind you of the question: do you have written down what you want in a partner? So they had 3.
Okay, you know what?
Uh-oh.
I completely forgot the partner part. I was just talking about goals. But yeah, it's fine. Keep going. It's fine. It's
Does
fine.
it change your
That
answer?
was literally the whole point of the question.
Nah.
Are
doesn't.
you sure?
I can't find it, so I can't really.
I'm not. I don't think that you.
I just
do.
won't participate in the poll
You're not. No, I'm
because I remember having an intention of what I want in a woman.
There's a difference between.
I understand that, but I can't remember if I wrote it down or if I just said it because it actually, you know, what I mean, it happened.
I think that this is a. I feel like this is a no. There's no right or wrong answer.
I'm trying to give you a correct answer because I don't care about right or wrong. I'm just trying to give you a legit answer. That's my answer. I can't really necessarily go to one way or the other.
So your answer is yes, no.
It's to be determined.
Oh wow.
TBD.
Okay.
I mean, but
Oh.
I haven't actively written down like, hey, I want you to have, you know, red eyes.
Oh, so you haven't done that?
I haven't actively done that, but I've like, but
The answer is no.
I have to check. I'd have to check.
You just answered
I'll check
the
my notes.
question.
I'll check my. Go ahead.
All right, let's check the polls.
Continue. Paul.
Okay. So here were the options. So the first option was yes. I have a journal. Also, I've written it. I also have it written. So you've taken a journal. You've written down what you want. No, it's in my head. And then the third one, I know what I like when I see it, which is also a no.
I almost hate that answer.
I know what I like when I see it.
I almost hate it. Almost.
Nah, I think most people know what they like,
I think that most people have no clue what they like.
and
which
they just have a hard time. But, or they don't like. They don't know what they like.
Mm-hmm.
They just. I
they
don't
know
know.
what they want. They know what they want, but it's like, is that good for you? And what are you basing what you like off of? Are you basing it off what you want or what you need? I think people have no clue. I think that's the reason why people are so screwed up.
Chris, I would agree with you. I think that that is and I can only speak for me, but I think that's a really, you're asking for trouble. Because you're just not being intentional. It's just like going in the world of a job, right? If you're just like, well, I'll just look for jobs and I'll know what I like. I'll know what I like when I see it. You're lost in the woods. You know what I mean? You're just lost in the sauce.
It's a cop out. It's like you don't want to take that time, or you don't have the capacity to outline and be intentional ahead of time about what it is that you want. And so the cop-out is, well, I never really spent that time. I don't want to take that time. I'll know it when I see it.
Right.
No, you're not going to know. You're going to have no idea.
Funny thing is, one of my boys, I didn't look at who voted on these, but I did see that one of my boys, he voted, I know what I like when I see it.
Yeah.
And I just was like, I can see why you'd vote that. Because he's just a man whore.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And he knows who he is.
I got an old friend that I know exactly, he would say that too.
Right.
But wouldn't that be able to work both ways though? Because you know what you like when you see it.
The topic is intentional dating. So actively going into the market with intention.
Okay.
Do you?
That's just like having no direction.
Right. So it's just like, well, I'm just gonna go look, and then when I see it, I'll know.
Because I know, like, if I'm out in the club, I mean, I'm not a clubber anymore.
Right.
But if I'm out in the club, like, I'm looking around, bam, I like her. I know what I like when I see it, you know, because she's the type of woman.
But that's not dating. That's
right.
Just looking at a girl and being like, oh, she looks good.
We're talking
we
about
all can do. I can do that, of course.
So actively, like, thinking about what her interests are. You know what I mean? Like, so I understand what you're saying.
But yeah, but when it comes to like the deeper details of what you want in a woman, for me, it's not like I know what I like when I see it. If it's in that context, no, because I have a woman, a particular type of woman that I would aim for.
Right.
You know.
Right. There's intention behind it.
Right.
And I don't think that, once again, as I said, I don't think there's a right or wrong answer here. I think that there is a level of, dare I say, maturity in dating, or you get to a certain point where you're like, I don't have time for the BS. You know what I mean? So there's certain things I'm just going to weed out. And if you're just out and you're just in the streets and you just like, well, I'm just down for whatever comes, then I think that I think that some of these options may be better than others, because maybe you say that you want something, but I don't think you actually do.
Yeah.
Right? Because we say things with our mouth, but then our actions show something else. So I'm not dating right now, but that doesn't mean I don't want a relationship. I'm actively off the market so I can, like, fix some things that I felt were hindering me from getting what I want when I was on the market, right? So it's like, okay, well, let me take myself off the shelf. Let me make some adjustments. Let me go 2.0 and then put myself back on the shelf, right? And I think that, not for other people, but I just felt like, well, there were some things that I wanted to better so I can get be a better quality product, right? And I think that's good for self-work. So anyway, and I think when you do that intentionally and you're dating intentionally, then it makes a difference. So we'll start obviously from the ground up, right? So at 16%, there's only 3 options. So at 16%, you have, I know what I like when I see it. So obviously a very low number. And then the next one was, no, it's in my head. So people said, no, it's in my head. I've put that, I have that list stored in my head. I've never written it down. And then very close, but above, was, I have a journal and I have written in it. Now, me personally, I think that the bottom 2 are essentially the same. You know, if you've never...
We ain't got no cap. We ain't got no cap this time. It's been capped 2 weeks in a row, mate.
Because those last 2 were so close and he didn't get no percentages, I couldn't say.
I did 16%, 40%, 44%.
Oh, 40 and 44.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, 40. Yeah, 40. Yeah, but they're basically identical. But the last 2 are, you can really essentially take the 16 and add it to the no.
I think that there's a large group of women, because I bet most.
This
women,
is mostly
right?
women. Yeah.
There
are a lot of men actually too.
There's a large group of women that do write it down.
Yeah.
But it's not that simple. Like, it's not just as simple as just writing it down.
Right.
Like, what did you write down?
Yeah.
What level of intention went into thinking about this person and writing these things down? So it's not. I'm not going to say it's cap. They probably did write it down.
I would not. So here's my conclusion. Because I've had course people hit me up. There are a few people who have written things down, and actually 2 of them sent me their information. Like, here, this is what I'm looking for. Like, I've written this down. And I'm like, okay, that's really dope. You know what I mean? I think that the written down version is probably inflated slightly, right? Like so for me, I have my own journal particular for this. Like it's you open this journal, it's very clear what this is.
Love.
You know what I mean? Like it's like, oh, it's very clear.
It's like Sanji.
So I'm not talking about, I think that if it was obviously, a bigger poll, or if there were more details involved, like what this actually means to be intentional, I think that more people would fall in the no category. But I mean, those are still the numbers.
Was that the only poll you did?
That was the only one that I had for this week.
Here's the thing.
What got one from last week?
I think that people don't understand that this is a multi-pronged process.
Attack.
It's not as simple as, oh, I wrote it down. Okay. All right, God.
All right, make it happen.
Like, what did you write it down for? Now, what are you going to do with that information?
Correct.
Right? Like, it's
Because you still
But what?
go to the
there's
market.
still work to be done. Okay, so now that you've wrote it down, right? Okay, let's say you did it. Let's say you did it well, right? Okay, you want a dude who makes $65,000 a year. He's 5'10". He's athletically toned.
Oh, wow,
he has long hair, brown eyes. He's emotionally intelligent. Where is this man?
What did Carlos say? He looking for a super nigga. What Carlos Miller said? Wait, these women, they just making up these men that just like he just don't exist.
Where is this dude? Where does he like to hang out? What does he like to eat? Is he into art? What type of art? Is he into fashion? Is he into, abstract art? Does he like to travel? Where are you going to meet him? How are you? And what type of person does he want?
Well, I like going to the club. You know what I'm saying? I meet him at the club.
What type of woman does he want? And are you that woman? See, because you can't just do the first part. You got this super dude. You got all these traits and everything you want. Okay, have you took time to think, well, what does he want?
Yeah.
Where is he? What's his friend circle like? What does his life look like? What's his work life like for him to make $65,000? Right? And so this is the other part of it that is not being done.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, I want this, I want that, I want this. This isn't Toys R Us. You're not about to just go and
checklist and
pick out all these different features and toys you want.
Because Toys R Us shut down.
Well, KB Toys shut down. I mean,
Amazon is really.
Yeah.
So you have this checklist, right? And then it's just like, well, you wrote it down.
But there's nothing wrong with making those lists.
No,
it's not. But if you think that's the end of it,
let me ask you this,
mistaken.
Right?
This is about goals. Like, you don't just write goals down, but I have some goals. Woo!
Right?
Can't wait till these goals get done.
You got to do something about it,
go
right?
out there and work on them goals.
Even if you write your Christmas list and you want certain things for Christmas.
Santa better get my shit.
Right? And you know that Santa's the one that's going to
few video
give you
games
these
I ain't
things,
get.
right? How does Santa gonna know? What are you gonna do? You gotta get Santa a list. You gotta find them. You gotta contact them. You gotta put a stamp on it, right? You gotta send it. You gotta address it. You gotta put it in the mail. Get it to the North Pole.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I mean, there's work that needs to be done.
You said the North Pole.
Isn't that where he's at? I don't know, right? Isn't that where he's at? Yeah,
I think
he's up there with
North
Rudolph
Pole.
and all them. But I'm saying, like, Chris makes a great point.
But
Like,
that comes, that the origin of that story
like
Santa.
Christopher Kringle.
It's like it has to do with psychedelics.
It did it. I thought there was like a village years ago, and they would bring somebody. This man would come and bring presents to the children, and then it just became a big story.
Now I heard Joe Rogan speak about it on his podcast.
I believe it.
And he was going about the history of it, of how it came from psychedelics, and like the mushroom was like red and white, like Santa Claus is or whatever. And I mean, a whole bunch of information that I don't remember off top, but that's like the origin of it or whatever.
I got one more question for you guys.
All right, what's that question?
It's trending right now.
Right now?
Yeah, trending. Still trending. What are you looking? What are you looking?
Oh, because I started getting notifications.
Oh, no. It's not like that. So
about updating, but go ahead.
Have you guys seen the clip of Aries Spears talking about Lizzo?
Oh, that's the one I want you to talk about. Good. Yeah, I've seen that.
Okay.
Yes, I've seen it.
You have. Okay. So so I think yesterday he was on Vlad and he he just expounded on it more. He didn't really change his position.
Chris don't like Vlad.
I know. It's okay, but it still showed up.
Yeah,
like
I
it,
feel
but
I saw it though.
okay.
I didn't want to say it because I didn't want Chris to headbutt me or something.
I mean, I don't
So
actively
you still watching Vlad?
I don't
You're still actively watching Vlad.
If he has like
Who's good on there? Aries?
Gilbert Arenas. I like Gilbert Arenas. That's one of my.
John Sally still be up there?
John Sally's on there. He still have good guests that be on there that makes everything interesting, man. So
I don't actively follow him. I just
I don't
actively-
go out of my way to listen, but if it pops up, I'll check it
Okay.
out.
So what do you guys think, Rant? So
I guess provide context for those who aren't aware.
So if you are not aware, Ari Spears was in an interview with an art show, whatever, and they were having a conversation. They were talking about music, and he was like, the host was like, "Hey man, you know who's a good artist who like makes really good music?" And he was like, "Lizzo." Right? Like, as an artist, like, she makes really good music. And Aries was like, Lizzo? And he was like, yeah, man. Like, you ever, like, listen to her music? Like, she's a songwriter. She makes her own music. She plays instruments. Like, and he was like, man, I just can't, I don't. He just started making jokes.
He said she looked like mashed potatoes or something like that. Right? But
he said she looked like the ish emoji.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the
he
poop
said,
emoji.
man, I can't get past the fact that she looks like a poop emoji.
Yeah.
Right. And then he, and he was like, man, she's got a really pretty face, pretty girl. Like, but she just keeps showing her body, man. She just keeps showing her body off. Like, and obviously, he even then came and, was saying that, he was like, and I'm not the most in shape dude, but, at least if you're funny and, he called himself kind of handsome, which, his body language said it all. Like, he scratched the back of his neck. He was like, I mean, I think I'm kind of handsome, like, which even he knows, like, you're not looking really good right now. And he's got a lot. I mean, as I'm sure the Lizzo fan base just has been coming at his throat. But as a comedian, you're used to stuff like that. But the thing is that further in the interview, which is why I don't like clips, in Vlad that made it so important, he was like, what I don't like is, he said that interview, they cut a lot of the stuff that I said out. He said, because he talked about himself. He made fun of himself. He was like, I suffer from I got diabetes, hypertension, high cholesterol. He was like, he said, I talked about that stuff in the interview, and they cut all that stuff out because it made him look human. Right, but they cut it out because it was better TV. Because everybody started coming at him like, "Oh, well, you look like you got insulin resistance. You can see it in your eyes." And you look at him. Of course, he looks sick. But he said, I have these issues, right? And then at the end of his clip, he explains that womanhood. He was like, if you guys care about each other, you guys are all good for having confidence and backing each other up, but when it comes to our health, women don't hold each other accountable. Why are we not letting them know, like, hey girl, listen, I love you, love your confidence, love you, boo boo, but get on this treadmill. Like, why don't women do that? Like, and that was his real message. But obviously, he just went so far left, it just went unheard. And they just, so overall.
I mean, okay. Based on, because I'm aware of all that.
It wasn't for you. It was for people watching.
Well, no. I know.
Oh, okay.
I thought the point was. Did you?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I thought it was expressed already. But the as far as hers or him saying that she's, she is what she is, and she's women not holding her accountable. I would say it's because a lot of those women, they don't know any better. And instead of criticizing someone, they would also like to uplift someone who looks like them if they're bigger. And also, if you look at it from another standpoint, if you look at prettier women, they're not going to even focus on the big girls like that. Mm-hmm. They're not going to be like, get it, sis and oh sis, because they're probably not in the same realm. But based on what Aries did say, Obviously he's a comedian, so he's going to make jokes.
Right.
You know, so I have no issue with him making that comment. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, it is jokes. And I guess the only issue I would say is that he didn't necessarily focus on, I guess, the question that was asked. He went total left.
Total left.
Which is, I mean, I can see it because most times that we do hear about Lizzo or see Lizzo, she's either twerking in public, she's saying something that's promoting fat lifestyle, or mentioning something that's big. So it's not anything that's like, it's going to be hard to focus on the talent when the fat thing,
the distraction,
is completely bigger than your overall, your talent. Because I've listened to her album. Her album is really good. Not her recent one, but her previous one is really good. Like, she makes some good songs, and I was rocking out to a few of them. You know, this is before I was aware of like all this whole big fat thing or whatever. But I don't think what he said was anything that's not the truth. Like, he didn't say anything that was untrue. Yes, she's unhealthy. Like why? Like, to me personally, I don't understand. Like, I'm sure, as we were speaking about last week, if you're just sitting there, I guarantee she's going to be having a racing heartbeat, because I feel like she's going more into the fat type thing instead of acknowledging, like, hey, this is unhealthy. But that also speaks to, we have an unhealthy society,
right?
Because that's what they're constantly going to be pushing is, hey, get bigger. Like, because if you even look at how a lot of these artists now, like Meg Thee Stallion or even Sweetie or even Travis Scott, or even Jack Harlow, they have campaigns, or they're sponsored by a lot of these fast food companies, Kentucky Fried Chicken, Burger King,
really,
McDonald's, all this stuff. Like, these artists are promoting that stuff. So
that's why they have the meals, the Jack Harlow meal at KFC, right? Oh, okay.
So, like,
wow,
it's all integrated in a sense. It's like, it's part. That's why, like, if people talk down against it, like, oh, what are you doing? Why are you talking down against, the promotion of fat people? Because we're promoting this. We want people to live an unhealthy lifestyle. So I can see why he would get blowback, from that particular conversation. Because he's going against the narrative that they're constantly pushing, especially in the music industry.
Yeah.
And since hip hop is super influential, and music is very, it sticks to people a lot more than a lot of other, mediums when it comes to expressing art, it's going to be easily marketed and pushed. So I understand that. And there's always going to be blowback, no matter what.
Right.
There's always constantly going to be blowback. And I don't think what he said was anything crazy, because a lot of people felt that way. So, going to Lakers games, twerking.
Oh, bro.
And, like, why is that necessary? Because, like, even if she was a beautiful woman, her body was.
I understand.
She had
we'll clarify that.
Yeah. If she had a figure that was desirable, that most people would be like, oh, cool. But still twerking at a Lakers game.
Yeah.
That's
with in a thong.
In a thong, it's like, it's completely inappropriate, and it's unnecessary for a Lakers game.
If Nikki did that, like, if anyone else did that, it's still not acceptable.
It's not acceptable at all.
It has nothing to do with her size.
With her being big, fat.
Nikki looks terrible.
Yeah, I mean, I like Nikki.
That don't got nothing to do with
I know,
because
terrible. I see it, and I'm just like, man, I wish she would lose. I wish she would do something, man, because she's short. She's really, really short, and most of those women are short, But yeah, she doesn't look good at all. But yeah, man.
What's your opinion?
Lizzo is morbidly obese.
Yeah,
that's my opinion. So
okay.
That comes along with everything. Fat emoji or the
mashed potatoes,
looking like mashed potatoes. That all comes along with it. Looking like the Michelin Man. He's a comedian. He's a comedian, and she's obese. She's morbidly obese. I don't think people realize that. And oh, she's healthy. She eats like this. No, she's morbidly obese.
I don't understand, right? And you're like our resident health guru. Well, I know you hate that word. But
guru? You hate guru?
You don't like being called health guru. So like people, a lot of what you see is, people say, well, she, as you mentioned, she's vegan, and she
ain't no vegan.
Apparently
she eats unhealthy.
Okay, hold on, Mal.
That pisses me off when
Hold on, Mal.
when it pisses me off when like people like they see this. Oh, that is not a healthy vegan. Like that is not the staple.
There's a difference.
Like that's kind of like a trigger for me. I swear. Like when people say that, no, they're eating chemicals. That is not healthy at all.
There's a difference. There's a difference between a whole food plant-based vegan or a whole food vegan and just a vegan.
This is like I eat meat. Don't be a vegan if this is your definition of vegan. Eat meat. Go on a meat diet.
She would be
she
better
actually
off.
would be better off.
She
if
would
she was on a
lose weight and
carnivore
she would be
diet.
healthier.
off.
Yes.
Yeah.
If she would just ate primarily nothing but meat.
Yeah.
That's what our boy Jordan Peterson's on.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And that's what
Jordan Peterson is dealing with some stuff, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that
It's in his family too,
Yeah.
because his daughter, Michaela.
And the thing is that people think that like people all the time like, well, I guess I just gotta stop eating meat and I'll just lose weight, or I guess I'll stop drinking alcohol and I'll lose weight. And I'm like, no, it doesn't work that way. Those aren't the things that are making you overweight. I mean, do they play a role in it? Maybe, but I mean, there's plenty of people that go on the carnivore diet and they lose weight. That doesn't mean it's the healthiest diet, right? But if you're just looking to lose weight, you're eating a whole food diet. You're going to lose weight. The processed foods are what are making you overweight, right? So, so as a vegan, right? There's a pitfall, and the pitfall is to replace meat with meat and dairies with whole food items, and you have a lot of this processed food that then comes into your diet, trying to gain satiation because you're removing a high source of protein. Protein is very satiating. So when you remove that, then you then overeat, right? And then that's when you get a lot of beginner vegans that then eat a lot of bread, they eat a lot of potatoes, and then they start eating a lot of these like just overly processed foods, trying to replicate foods that they had previously, and this is where the problem sets in. So Chris, like why do people think that you can be morbidly obese and still be healthy? Like, because you hear this all the time, like, well, you don't know their blood work, you don't know their markers. People think that just because you don't see anything come back on a test, you're healthy. You just got a clean bill of health. Is it possible to be morbidly obese and healthy, or is that an oxymoron?
It's impossible.
Unless you draw them and create a fantasy world.
Oh, literally on paper.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's literally impossible. There's no difference between obesity and cancer. They're both diseases. So you can't say, oh, I'm healthy except for this weight.
That's a very interesting point, because obesity is a disease. So
Yes.
you can't be obese and be healthy. It's a disease.
It's to say, I'm healthy, I just got diabetes.
Wow,
I'm healthy, I just have a tumor. I'm healthy, I just have fibroids. Like, at the end of the day, it's delusion. Why do people think that they can be, 100 pounds overweight? Like, we're not even talking 20 pounds overweight.
Yeah.
We're talking 100 pounds. I mean, Lizzo's, I'm sure, close to 200 pounds overweight. I'm sure. I don't know her height and stuff.
I think that the last thing I saw, she was like 308, but then they said that she lost 60 pounds.
308?
Yeah,
It depends on her height and
but this
stuff.
also could have been I don't know what she is currently.
But the point is, it's delusion, because anybody who has any knowledge of health and wellness at all, like, really understands it.
She's
It ain't-
5'10".
Right. Okay. So then she could be 300 pounds.
Yeah.
Easily. But she should be more than that.
And she's 308.
She should be more than that.
Oh, is that what
308?
she's listed as 308?
Yeah.
Oh, that means she lost, because I
lost
think
weight.
she lost 60. So then maybe she got down to 308?
I'm just looking at the first.
Because ain't no way she's 5'10 at 240. 240, 250.
Well, she's born 88. And she's from
She's young.
34, 5'10", 308 pounds, 45-inch bust, waist is 36.
But we don't know when this is. We don't know when this was.
Yeah, I'm not sure when this was taken.
She could be on her way up, for all we know.
Is that her? Are those her?
That's
That's not her.
that looks like
That's-
she's smaller. Like she.
I mean, she's always looked this size.
Okay. Yeah, so at the end of the day, man, people just need to understand that you don't need to see someone's blood work This is like Aries. I don't need to see his blood work to be able to tell you he has diabetes. You can see it.
I
on
mean,
his
You
face.
can look. That's what black stuff is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Insulin resistance. Same thing on the neck. You know, it's insulin resistance.
I never knew what that stuff was.
In our community, because we used to see it all the time, and it's just like, man, you gotta scrub your neck, like
Bro, you need to take a shower, bro.
It's not. It has nothing to do with.
I never knew that.
And I think that it's important, you know, to note that Ben Shapiro, which you know I like Ben, man, Deli White, Ben and Matt.
I like. Did you finish your point? Or
Sorry.
My point's been cut off
Yeah,
several times today, so go ahead. Just keep rocking. Keep rocking.
bench, bro.
Okay, Ben Shapiro. I mean, this is just an add to you. This is just an addition to your point that Ben agrees with you. We're not saying anything that is groundbreaking or hurtful. It's just the truth. Like he's just like, I mean, nothing that he said was not factual. You know, obviously he's a comedian, so he's going to make jokes, but I mean, you just look at your height and weight, you're obese. So why is it that we look at the world now and there's an uproar, like to say, oh no, well, she's beautiful. Like no one said she was ugly. Like it has nothing to do with her beauty. It's just like, yo, listen, it's okay to just tell the truth. Just the same thing with Adele, right? So Adele lost weight, and then her fans were very upset.
You're not fat like me anymore.
They were very upset, and she got a lot of backlash for losing weight.
Wow, that's terrible.
Yeah, because people rallied behind her because they were like, well, it's Adele, and
Like, think about
she's
that.
big.
Though. Think about that.
That's bro.
This
like, literally
what
just-
world do we live in?
Like, literally, just think about that. You get backlash for becoming healthier?
yeah,
For losing weight, becoming healthier?
yeah.
That's why Lizzo will never, or if she does,
I hope she does.
she will not lose weight anytime soon because she's like I'm sure she probably wants to. I'm
Of
sure
course
she
she-
probably
come on,
wants
man.
to. No one wants to purposely just be unhealthy.
Yeah.
Unless you're like one of those supermodels.
It's not even a question. If let's ask any one of her fans, all these people, you go girl, you're big and beautiful. Would you want to trade bodies with her? If you don't want to trade bodies with her, shut up. Clearly she's not that big and beautiful if you don't want to trade bodies with her. Because that's really what it boils down to. When you idolize somebody and how many people would trade places with Megan Good or Megan Fox or Tyra Banks or Beyonce? Oh, in a heartbeat. Trade that body, trade places all day. Okay. Trade places with Lizzo. Crickets. Oh, nobody wants to trade places with Lizzo. Oh, okay. So maybe it's not
Unless
that
they're
great.
already a bigger girl.
If Lizzo's
if
Lizzo's smaller,
Yeah.
maybe.
Like if they 400.
Nah, but that's not what that's not.
Shit,
what
we can
talking
lose. We
about.
can lose. They can lose 100 pounds with that. You know what I mean? Change the body.
But the reality is it's all cap, and that's the reason why I don't even listen to all of this stuff. Who cares? Like,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, either people want to get healthy and they want to live a long, healthy life without having to worry about someone taking care of them. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you're going to be wearing Depends and having your grandchildren, if you have children and they have grandchildren, taking care of you.
Yeah.
And what for what? So you can live in your truth, being morbidly obese.
My truth.
So you from the age of 60 to 75 or 80, whenever you die, because the what people don't understand is there's an increased risk of mortality for being obese. It's not just like
About 45, 50.
it's not just like, oh, you just like to wear your hair this way. Like there's a certain toll that extra weight takes on your body, and it's going to come right off on the end of your lifespan. It's going to come off at the end of the quality of life that you have and the amount of life you have. So if you want to live the last 10, 15 years of your life struggling to breathe, can't go nowhere, knees always swollen, because this is what I saw growing up. You know what I mean? One of our grandmas was obese. Swollen. I remember the woman was 64 years old talking about, I don't do no stairs. What you mean you don't do stairs? Like stairs were her arch nemesis. Stairs or getting into a car where you had to step up. She's 65. You can't get into a truck because your knees are so bad. You rolling out of bed, literally rolling out of bed. You know, the most I remember my grandma in my memory of her is her sitting down with her feet propped up, knees all swollen, or legs crossed. I don't see her walking anywhere. You know what I'm saying? And when she was up moving around, it looked painful. But living your truth, though. You're young now. It's all good. You're young. You got the whole world rallying against you, making sure you can stay as obese as possible. You're getting all of the advertisements, McDonald's and everybody. You're making all this money. We'll see how great that money is when you're 65. And you're alone, by the way, too, because men don't like obese women. And that's the other thing nobody wants to talk about. But it's true. There are men with obese women. But the mass majority of men are not interested in obese women. And most of the dudes you see with obese women now, it's just because what else are they going to date? Most of our women are 80% of our women are overweight. 80% are overweight. What other options do we have? Like, oh, dudes like them? No, we don't got any other option.
That's true.
If you give a dude an opportunity, because if dudes, once again, let's do this, right? If men like obese women, and that's fine, and everything's all good, okay, give a man an option. You can have girl A or get girl B. Girl A, she's a fitness model. She's a Sports Illustrated athlete, whatever these models they be having on.
She ain't even got to be all that. She can just have a nice body.
Yeah, but we're talking extremes. We're talking one extreme. Dudes like it, right? Because I can say dudes like that. I can say dudes like that.
Confidently.
Yeah. But so now he gets to choose between an obese girl or the opposite end of the spectrum, the Sports Illustrated magazine model. Which one does he choose? He's going to choose that Sports Illustrated model every day of the week. The only time dude doesn't choose that is because of his own self-value. He just doesn't feel like that woman is worth it. But if both women are put on a silver platter, I can have her. She's not going nowhere. He's taking her. So we could say, obese girl, everything's all good. Okay, that's what's up. And by the way, who wants a woman who is like, if you have any sense at all, you know that there's a certain amount of problems that come with that body type. It's not just about visual. It's, you know what I'm saying? Do you want to have children? You know, there's an increased risk of stillbirth, just in general having problems during pregnancy because you're obese. The body's not built to be that big. So it's not going to function optimally for anything that you're looking to do. So if think about falling in love with a woman like that and then she dies 50 years old of a heart attack. Who wants to go through that stuff? Yeah, of course you could walk outside and get hit by a bus. Yeah, of course. But you don't live your life that way. But you also don't put yourself in harm's way and, put yourself in positions where you're more likely to be killed. So I want to have a long-lasting partnership with somebody, not a long-lasting partnership. That's just slave, as Andrew Tate said. That's just the slave mind talking. I don't want a long-lasting
I like what he says, that that's the slave mind talking.
That's just, but I want a relationship with someone who is gonna last. Like I could build something, right? I don't want to have to worry about them dying in 10, 20 years of a heart failure.
Yeah. I think that's why it's important that people take care of their health overall. Y'all want to add any more to this? Because we'll go ahead and wrap up so Steve can get to his meeting.
No, ma'am. That's it.
We good money? Okay. Yeah, man. Everyone out there, just take care of your health. You know what I mean? You vegans who out there not eating that right vegan food, man. Hey, y'all need to get some fruit. Forget them processed sandwiches, bruh. You know what I mean? Or if you get them processed sandwiches, make sure you get a nice little detox and fast and get out your system.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't make it a consistent thing that you put in your body, and now you overweight being a vegan, and now you making me get triggered. You know what I mean? But, okay. Peace and love, you all. Let us know your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel and all that beautiful stuff. Chris James is in the building. Stephen Michael is right next to me. And I am Animated Mel. And we will see you beautiful people next time. Bye-bye.